Back now on Triad Today, I've been trying to get this guest here for it seems like a millennium. I think that's 1,000 years. That's not true. Anyway, I've been trying to get him here for a long time, and he's finally here. We're so glad. Spencer Baird is CEO of Inmar Intelligence. He's been around the area for a while, but now newly becomes the CEO. Back, I guess, November?
That's right.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Now, remind everyone, I got some specific things I want to go over with you. Before we do that, just remind everyone quickly what Inmar Intelligence does, and really how does that impact our daily lives?
Yeah, so Inmar Intelligence, and our why as we describe it, is in the business of making other businesses smarter so that they can in turn change people's lives. So it's a cool why. We do that through a combination of our curiosity, data, and technology all applied to reach specific outcomes to make businesses more important to more people.
I guess that can have everything to do with, of course, I'm not very tech oriented, as you know, but I mean, if I'm going in to get a prescription filled or go to the grocery store, I mean, you guys are showing up somewhere in the background everywhere, aren't you?
We are 109 million households. We either serve incentives to, so we help save them money. We're helping them with prescriptions and fulfilling those things, and we're even taking millions of pounds of waste out of the United States a year.
That's great. All right, let me get to something specific, because I alluded to the fact that you've been around for a while. You're not a new guy to the area, but you ascend to the post of CEO in November. Now, it's a new perspective. So from that new perspective, what are you learning, and what is your perspective on the company now that you're in that new post?
Yeah, so I had the luxury of this interim period, which some would say was not such a luxury. I actually said it was. It gave me a chance to use these more than this. And what I was listening for ultimately were the core strengths of the business that we can capitalize on and help us get really clear on a future state that's very different than most that we compete with.
You like to use a term, and I think you used it with me one time before, about a new journey that's going on. And you also like to look ahead and plan ahead for what you refer to as the next chapter. Talk about those two things together. What's the new journey? What's the next chapter?
Yeah, so the journey is the connection between where we are today and where we want to be ultimately. We got really clear as a leadership team over the last year on what that looks like when successful. Most importantly though, Jim, what is keeping us from that today, and therefore that sets the stage for where we're going to be investing on a massive level. So that journey is ultimately that path in between today and future.
Well, we've had a lot of great leaders on this very show today. And so that reminds me of the fact that you're big on sort of analyzing what leadership style should be and how you motivate and how you lead. How would you sort of describe what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, my leadership style specifically is high challenge and high support. I have very, very high standards. But every leader that works for me, I want them to say, I've never been supported like I have been with him in place. And I expect the same thing downstream from my leaders with their associates. It's my belief that that highly correlates with a very successful outcome and leads to the level of resilience that we need as a business to continue to improve in the face of change.
That's great. Before time gets away from us, I know that you're a global company and doing all these great things. But you haven't lost sight of the fact that Inmar Intelligence is right here in the Triad, in the city, and you love to do things for the community. And what? Give me an example.
So our commitment to the United Way is one, and I'll tell you that's just table stakes for us. We're very proud of that commitment and what we've done over the last couple of years. I'll just tell you that we're going to double down on Winston and the Triad in general, and continue to make this our home. We're very excited about that.
I think that's great. I'm glad you finally got here. That's and don't be a stranger.
Thank you for having me.
Up on screen, inmar.com is the general website you can look at for more information. Spencer Baird, great leader for the area, great community servant. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.